Look at that sky up there. It's all blue. Maybe the market's going to go green. Bitcoin did a little bit of a bounce today. It's actually looking pretty decent as the day starts to warm up as we head into the weekly close, where of course we need to check on where the CME gap is. So let's give that a quick refresh from last time I looked at the CME gap here on this laptop. Let's have a look at it. $26,200 is where the CME gap currently sits. Price of Bitcoin currently $26,000. So we're at or thereabouts at the CME gap, and the market next week is either going to go really bad or really well. That's the two things that it might do. I'm going to tell you what I think it's going to do. Whether I'm right or not, we shall see. Only time will be able to tell that. But if you are interested to know my thoughts, please do drop a like on this video and make sure you are subscribed to the channel. On that little box down below, just press that subscribe button. If we can get 1 subscriber and 1 like on this video, I'd appreciate it. Interest pretty low right now. Bear market. It's the time that we go and we make the most money. I get very much $3,000 Bitcoin vibes off of this $26,000 Bitcoin that we're having right now. It reminds me very, very much of the time that Bitcoin's price... Well, I mean, let's go back in history, shall we? Zoom all the way out on this chart right here and go back into a deep, dark period of time in everybody's life here, where the price of Bitcoin, on the way out of the bear market, of course, it had done some rising up. This was rising out of the bear market from $3,000 up to like $12,000, $13,000, and then crashes all the way back down to $3,000. That's where the vibe for me is at right now in terms of Bitcoin's price. I feel like we're in a very similar period of time whereby we've had the bear market, we had the drop down to, let's call that $3,000 down there. Then we continue dropping and we start to make our way out. We do our little $3,000 drop down. But that's the concern here would be, look, if we're going to have a similar reset to what we had last time round, you would expect Bitcoin's price to go down to about $20,000 before making a full price reset. And we bounce back to the upside later this year. You're talking about December kind of time is when I would be expecting that price reset to really start bouncing. So if Bitcoin's price doesn't bounce heavily over the next month, then I expect we're going to drop down pretty significantly. But on the short term, what kind of moves should we be looking at making here on the price of Bitcoin? For that, well, let's have a look, shall we, at the lower time frame of 15 minutes. But just before we go on to the lower time frame, interesting bit of news today. First of all, BitBoy, what's going on with around the blockchain? I have no idea, but apparently he's not doing it anymore, and I thought he owned it. So, yeah, that's another story for another day. Been on that show many times. It's a great show. Either way, looking at this, the US DEA was tricked into sending $55,000 to a scammer. That is the best headline I've read on Crypto Saving Expert in a very long time. Why? Because it's hilarious. Now, let me tell you how this happened. Basically, the DEA had sent a payment to, I don't know whether it's the Department of Justice or what, but if you want more details, go and read the story on Crypto Saving Expert. Basically, the DEA sent a test transaction of $46 of USDT to another government wallet address. Somebody spotted this and then decided, I don't know how they managed to do this, but they basically sent the same amount of USDT back, like the transaction has bounced back to the original wallet, but they sent it from a wallet that looked very similar than the wallet they sent it to. And then the US DEA basically sent this other wallet that had sent them some money, $55,000. If you want a better explanation of that story, go to cryptosavingexpert.com right now and give it a read, because it's a funny one that the DEA got wrecked sending money to a scammer. The next thing, OnlyFans parent company bought $19.88 million of Ethereum in 2022. This is a particularly interesting point to make because, again, we're seeing a lot of these large, more traditional companies, shall we call them, are not so bullish and not so excited on the crypto world. But these alternative companies like OnlyFans and investing into cryptocurrency. And I think that's a really interesting, you might say, well, you know, they might integrate Ethereum payments, which I don't know if you can do it or not, but maybe at some point in time they will integrate Ethereum payments. It doesn't matter. More to the point, it's adoption. And it's good to see these big companies buying cryptocurrencies. It's what we want to be seeing in this market right now. Now, finally, in today's cryptocurrency news, the founder of DYDX wants crypto builders to exit the US market for at least 5 years, and here is why. Essentially, the DYDX founder said it's the only thing that matters for crypto right now is finding a 10x stronger product market fit. Basically, he wants people to leave the market so that we can develop better, more strong technology, and then re-enter the market when you've basically fixed the issues that the problems in the market are right now. Whereas basically regulation in cryptocurrency is very strong, very stringent, very horrible in the crypto market right now, quite simply because governments are scared of it. They don't know what it can do, and they want to kind of halt any innovation before it can take over their traditional economy. So that's why the DYDX founder wants everybody to leave the US market. What do you think? Leave your comments in the comment section below. I'll be replying to as many of you as possible. Now, anyway, Bitcoin's price, $26,179 as it sits right now. 15-minute chart. Let's go over to the hourly, because you see, the thing is, we've just been going sideways for so long now that it's just a lot of sideways action, isn't it? A lot of sideways action. Get this out here. Just give you a little bit more of this view. It's cool. It's cool. I like it. Very nice. Toronto. Very good place. You should all visit it. Don't know why more people don't visit Canada. It's like a nice version of America. America I like. I don't know why everybody hates LA as well. I quite like LA. Yeah, you've got a bunch of crazy homeless people, but you treat it as street entertainment. Why is everyone so bothered? Admittedly, I don't live there. Maybe it'd be a bit different if I lived there. But when I'm visiting, I think it's a really nice place. But then again, I'd probably visit the nicer part. Either way, Toronto, you don't need to visit the nice part because it's all very nice here. Either way, looking by the price of Bitcoin on the 1 hour chart, it does look like we're going to have some kind of rally to the upside. Now, there are a couple of key levels that we need to be keeping an eye on in this price range. We've got the first key level that we need to break, which will be this one right here. A break of this level right there. And that would be a break of $26,300. A break of $26,300 is no doubt going to make us re-reach these highs up here. But it's really those highs that we need to break on a 4 hour candle, which would be a break of the level of $26,550 on a 4 hour candle, would then result in Bitcoin's price basically jumping all the way back up, and it would go up in a straight line because there's a big old gap. You can see here in the VRVP, the volume range volume profile, there is no liquidity in this range. So if we were to break out of this range, we would literally come back up and fill the gap, and it'd be like $1,000 bounce. And that's really the big move to be making in the market right now. The other big move to be making in the market is technically, this is a bear flag. Technically, it's a horrible formation. I mean, but it's also technically, as well as it being a bear flag, it's also formed this inverse head and shoulders pattern. But technically, we do have a bear flag, and in theory, we should break to the downside. So what is the downside level of which we should be watching right now? Put it quite simply, it needs to be the level of $25,713. If we're going to break below $25,713, we are going to shit the bed like crazy. It's going to be like diarrhea down there. Everything is going to be flowing down the toilet so fast. You won't be able to sell your Bitcoin because you'll be too scared about the price going down to know that you've got to sell your Bitcoin. Now, what is the plan for that scenario? Of course, the plan is go short, and the plan is to go short $25,700. If we were to lose that $25,700 level, it needs to be a break below this $25,000 level would be the ultimate curse. So it maybe could drop back down to 25K, but I would still be probably longing 25K in the expectation that we had a bounce. We had a bounce off it last time, we had a bounce off it this time. I'd hope that we bounce off it again, but you never know. We might not bounce to the upside in that scenario. And if we broke to the downside, well, that would mean that essentially we are going to go back down to at least this level down here around $20,000, which would be a full price reset. That's kind of like the drop down to $3,000. So don't write it off. We could end up with a very similar market situation this time around to what we saw in the previous bear market. And if we're going to end up with that kind of scenario, you want to make sure you've played it correctly. So you need to be short, even if it looks like we're going to bounce. So the question is, what are the trades to be taking? Well, you can long a break of resistance or short a break of support. And I wouldn't be trading in that any other ranges. Like, the range is just sideways. You're going to get chopped up if you try and over leverage trade the range. You don't want to be doing that. And of course, if you are interested in trading, do check out the link in today's video description to BYBIT. BYBIT is the best trading platform. I think there's only 1 day, or maybe it's all over now for the Rolex giveaway. Pretty sure there's 1 day left. But if there isn't, you know, time's up. Somebody must have won it by now. I need to check in with BYBIT to see who actually won that Rolex. But yeah, final link for that in today's video description. If you want to enter it, I think there's 1 day left. Go and claim your Rolex. It's at the top of today's video description. It's real. It's a real Rolex that we're giving away. Anyway, a couple of other things to point out today. The price of TAP is incredibly low, down at 15 sats to 16 sats. The price has been trending downwards for a few days, but I expect this is going to change given the recent news about Binance Card, as Binance users find a new crypto debit card they're going to start probably using TAP to some extent, and that means some of them are going to buy those 500,000 coins. Of course, something like TAP is going to really rally when the altcoin market comes back, and for now, we're stuck in limbo, but that is always the best time to buy. You don't want to be buying when everyone else is buying and it's popular. You want to buy after everyone else has bought and they've already sold, which is at this point right now. But I'm not saying you should buy. I'm saying that I'm buying more TAP right now because the price is cheap. I'm also buying some more, what's it called now? I forget the name of everything. Naga, that's the one. I wanted to say chilies because I had it red in my head, but no, it's Naga. I bought some more Naga chilies. That's why I was getting confused. CH said chilies. Naga's a chili. That was what was going through my head right then. Either way, yeah, bought some more Naga, bought some more TAP, and I think that the altcoin market is going to come back to us fairly soon. But on that note, guys, the US dollar is growing against the pound. Last week, the dollar had a really good week, rallying to the upside. Are we going to see a continuation of this trend next week? Well, time will tell. I won't be able to tell until after time has told, but I can certainly do my best to guess which direction it's going to go based on a number of fundamental and technical factors, and generally we're pretty accurate all these things. So do drop a like on today's video. Let's try and get one like, let's try and get one comment. Enjoy the view. Thank you all very much for watching. Lovely sunny day here in Toronto, and yeah, deuces.